there's so many times where we have to bite our tongues. So this is what I'd like to refer to as the ultimate designer therapy session. There's a lot that we want to say, but we never do. So this is the episode where we can, okay? You're listening to the Angry Designer Podcast, where we help frustrated graphic designers crush the industry bull and share what it takes to charge what you're worth and build badass, rewarding careers. Not all clients are created equal. Some are a joy to work with, and others, yeah, they're frustrating. But then there are the evil ones. You know the type I'm talking about. They're mean, they're manipulative, they're condescending, they're just impossible to please, as though they've got it out for you. But you still have to do what you're told because they're part of a bigger team, a bigger project, or a deal that you just can't walk away from. In this episode of The Angry Designer, we're diving into the underworld of client chaos. We're going to be talking about the evil clients, the most insidious types of evil clients and why the way they act they do, and how to protect yourself while keeping the peace. And we're going to provide the ultimate therapy session, saying what you wish you could say. And don't forget to sign up for our Anger Management for Designers newsletter. It's a newsletter for graphic designers looking to stay sane, stay inspired, and get paid what they're worth. Now let's take on the worst of the worst. Broken paddle.
Broken paddle.
All right, we're going back to our Canadian roots here. We're trying something nice.
Smell that?
Not yet. But you know what? I got worried because it was referred as artisanal whiskey. That's just scary.
That is.
I don't know. Like, should you be fucking with whiskey to call it artisanal?
Like sugar.
I know it is. It does smell sweet.
Shit.
It doesn't say much. Broken paddle's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see this label, but it actually has a broken paddle on there, which I thought was kind of nice. And it was like, you can go kind of see through it. And then looking through it, it's got like all the lakes up there. It talks about where it comes from. Mm-hmm. Climate neutral, 1% for the planet, made by you, makes your mother proud. That's what it says right there. Makes your mother proud. I don't know if my mom would be proud that I'm drinking, but you know, but cheers to that idea.
Let's try
all right, let's try this. Well, it's very soft.
It's very soft.
Like it's like I just had a sip of water with like a little bit of a chaser. I know, eh? Like it's not bad. And you know the funny thing is,
sweet.
You can taste the sweet aftertaste, right?
Yes.
Woo. This is, when we started this journey with whiskey, this would have been ideal. Yeah. Because it's funny, when we started this, we thought that if it was a strong tasting whiskey, it wasn't good. A strong scotch, a strong bourbon. And we were looking for these light things.
Yeah.
Now that we've gone through this journey and we've sampled, I don't know, 200-300, how many episodes are we at, right? 200 plus. Now it's like you want that. And it sounds so cheesy, but you want that journey of flavor.
Yes.
And now when you get something like this that's really weak,
we're really mild. Yeah.
Like this is something you could recommend to somebody if they're just getting into, like whiskey or something like that. Just because again, it's so mild. It's not bad.
It's not terrible.
There's nothing to it though.
It's
not funny.
It's odd. There's no burn. There's no. It's just
it's just I can taste a little bit in the aftertaste.
Gentle, yeah.
It's gentle, a gentle whiskey.
Yes, it's a gentle. It's kind of like a river in Canada, northern Ontario. It's just a gentle,
just a nice babbling brook. No like rapids or anything.
Yeah, nothing challenging. Yeah.
So if you guys are just getting into this journey you want something light and easy, broken paddle, this artisanal whiskey, honestly, it's ideal for that, and I'd recommend it to somebody just getting into this. So it's not bad by any means. I think it's just now I need a little bit more excitement in my life.
Basically, we are the Fight Club of whiskey, right? We need to be punched right in the face.
Yes. What a segue to that. Because we have been it was a good one, Sean. Because let me tell you, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the month of December and holidays and the stress of Christmas presents. But man, I feel like several customers punching us, not in the face, but like
in the groin.
in the groin, like in the balls. It was just, there was something about this past little while. There was just like the asshole customers came out, and I'm not talking about like, it's one thing to have, a shitty customer situation or have a customer, kind of red flags, take advantage. But I'm talking like, these were just jerks.
Yeah. But
what the fuck?
Sometimes there are a couple of customers, and one guy is kind of a dick, but I don't think the other one was.
I don't know. The ones that I had to intervene on, there's two of them that were total assholes.
Yeah, those guys.
And I have no idea what got into them.
Yeah.
And they're, and it's unfortunate, because again, so this doesn't always happen with the smaller customers.
Right. No,
okay.
Never.
Generally, when you have that relationship with a small, partner, customer, it's okay. You're in, out, right?
Yeah.
They might get a little testy. They might push the line a little bit, but it's not like, you got red flags that you have to fire them.
Yeah.
We're talking situation like this is big organizations that you're dealing often with multiple people in that organization, right? And although you might have a great relationship with 2, 3, 4 people, there'll be that one or that two that will come in and they will just, they're cut from a different cloth, and I mean, again, I've experienced these always, every time you deal with a big corporate client and you have big teams that you work with, there tends to be, one or two they're just pure assholes. No?
Yes. Absolute evil.
Yeah. Oh, the evil customers, right?
Yes.
And evil. And
well, that's just like, what is going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're here to talk to.
Yeah.
Today, right? We're going to share our asshole stories. Why they're like this and just what the fuck's been going on. Yeah. Like, honestly, because it's and I don't know why, because it's like people are all, well, no, I mean, there's a couple of reasons, right? Like, some of them, of course, they're insecure. They're insecure in abilities, right? One in particular that we talked about, I don't even think they're qualified to be on the marketing team, but they check a box.
Right.
And that box could be something political. That box can be like, they're just a figurehead to fill a spot, to do some sort of HR bullshit that it's like, yep, we need a person like that to check our box. We need someone with this experience or this ethnicity or that, sexuality. And that's unfortunate, because again, the business side of me is like, best person for the job, right? Best, and again, and it's not always a dude, in more cases or not. I find in our field, women seem to excel quite a bit, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds really bad, but
no, it's true.
It's right.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I think I've dealt with more women than men, but I'm not even talking about putting a woman in the role to check the box. I'm just talking about
it's beyond that.
Beyond that, the world's gone a little kooky lately, and so in some of these situations, it's like you don't even know why they're there. So they're insecure. So maybe for whatever reason they're scared, and it's showing up as just kind of do as I say, and I have no.
Yeah, maybe they're feeling themselves a little too much, kind of thing, because you're special, there is that kind of thing. There's a lot of precious people out there.
Jeez,
right?
About it, right? None of our listeners, of course, but no, you're right. And in that sense, and then in those cases, when they act all condescending and shit, they probably think that that's the sign of leadership,
right?
Which again shows the inexperienced side of what they're capable of doing,
exactly,
right? Or the capabilities,
right? So, and exactly like you said, the insecure part of it too, because if you're out of your depth.
Oh, absolutely, you are.
So these people, they're going to react accordingly when they're challenged on whatever they believe is what's going down with this project, right?
Absolutely. And then you've got the corporate climbers.
You got those ones?
Absolutely. And then these are the people that are just like, do as I say. I'm the boss. It's my show. Yeah. It's the me show. But those are the ones you worry about, because they're also the very first ones to turn on you.
Yeah, they'll turn on you. Yeah. But also the flip side to that is they don't stay in that position for very long.
They don't. You're right.
They're very transient in that nature, which is good. But that year and a half they're at that place,
they're there
will
to make
fuck you up.
Oh God, I think everybody's kind of experienced one of those,
totally,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you will get some people, whether this is part of it or not, that they get, pressure from above in the organization, right? And they just don't know how to handle it. And we know somebody else like that in the organization. And, we're not talking micromanaging and stuff like that. It's just like, holy shit, I'm getting it from my boss. So now I'm going to give it to you.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's like that human centipede thing,
circle,
like everybody's just connected to somebody else's butt, apparently. It's a thing. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So it's like we know they exist. And fuck, dude. And it's just honestly, I feel like this past week we've checked the box.
We hit a lot of that.
And I don't understand why, right? But what we've done, we did a couple things, right? And so we're going to start off by breaking down what some of these people are.
Yeah.
Okay. And then talking about how to actually deal with these kind of people, right? For example, right? This one, everybody knows. Fucking passive-aggressive customer, right? And these are the people that, they're masters of vague criticism and backhanded follow-ups, right? Where it's like, it's almost like dissing you in a complimentary way, Just shit like, just circling back to see if you've made any progress on this, right? Or we assumed you'd deliver by now, but, or let's just revisit this. It's not quite there. It's just like, I wish these people would just say it the way it is instead of trying to sandwich, like what you're feeling in some sort of, backhanded compliment. Because it really, these are the ones I hate the most.
Those are the worst. I just had an experience with something like that too. It's like, it's just scope creep beyond all imaginable. Like everything was just not right. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Finally, I was like, can you give me an example of what it is you're looking for?
I know where this is going.
Yes.
And
then finally, he just stuck. It was a shit job. Like it looked terrible, but it was what he was looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was kind of like, okay, I have a visual confirmation of what it is he's asking.
Right?
Yes.
Actually, I thought you were going to say he was going to be like, well, you're the designer. You should know. Because I've had that happen to me.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. That's the worst. You're the designer. You should know.
So when it comes to the passive aggressive customer, okay, the best way to deal with them is obviously stay calm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Document everything because they tend to forget a lot, okay? And redirect their comments with specific questions exactly like you just did, right? Can you clarify what's not working? Right. Don't tell me it's not what you envisioned. What did you envision, right? Doesn't help me if I'm guessing at this, right?
And this is the thing too. It's like I want to get out of this.
Of course.
Right? I would like to leave this, and I want you to be happy with what it is that I'm going to be giving you. So help me help you.
Help me help you, buddy.
Yes.
All right. Another one. The blame shifter.
Oh.
And these ones you have to be careful about, right? So, okay, the reason why these people are horrible is because they're always looking for someone else to blame because they're never at fault, okay? And unfortunately, because we're the agency, one thing I've learned is it's always the agency's fault. Even if it's not, okay? So, when anything goes wrong in the organization, just blame the agency, okay?
How many times have you seen the underside of a bus?
Right? Oh my God.
Yes, exactly.
Every day I wait for the bus on my back and just wait for it to... So, we're talking like we missed the launch deadline because the designer didn't deliver on time, right? Or the designer misunderstood the brief, even though the brief was only 2 sentences long. Okay. Or I'm not sure why they made that design choice. It's not what we wanted. But again, what was missing in these types of comments, right? They're blaming they're talking upward, blaming, us for the actions that happened before. So, in this situation, the best way to deal with these people, right, is, you protect yourself with contracts, SOWs, right? Make sure you have a clear brief with everything, just spelt out, even if it has to be in point form, okay?
Yes.
And then this way you can counter blame anything with the facts that you have.
Yes.
Because again, many times when people throw us under the bus and I'll hear from somebody else like, hey, what happened? I'm like, hey, dude, I'm looking at the email. we delivered what we were supposed to. And then again, it
Yes.
gets us out of jail.
Yes.
Because they're like, you're right. And they know, because you know what? Those people, although they might get you the first or second time,
Mhm.
after a while, there seems to be repetition in their actions.
Yes.
And people inside the organization recognize that.
Yep.
So you just got to like, you know, get over that little bit of a rainstorm or
Yeah.
weather those waves or whatever, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Just make sure everything you have in situations like this, you know, are written down and all the decisions are made. You know, you keep that. Email threads, you know, conversations, everything. Even if it's a phone conversation,
Yep.
you make sure you follow up, okay, with an email
Mhm.
outlining what
it was
exactly,
discussed. Yes.
exactly, right?
Yep.
Cover your ass in this
Yes.
case, right?
Big time.
Another asshole, the condescending know-it-all. Oh, these are the people that they act like they hired you to execute their ideas, but not for your expertise, okay? More out of convenience, because
Oh.
you're not the expert. They are, okay?
So they're using you as the tool. Is that what it
Absolutely,
is?
right?
Okay, yeah.
You know, kind of like comments like, you know, you probably didn't know this, but visuals in our industry need to be professional. Like, fuck you. Okay, like screw, or this feels like something my intern could have done. Right. And again, it's just like, but then you see what they give you and it looks like my 5-year-old fucking did it. Okay. You know, or of course hey, I've seen this on Canva. Can you recreate this? Like,
Jesus.
you know, these are the people that they try to, you know, to kind of exuberate or instill their leadership, you know, by putting you down.
Right.
Okay. And they're bullies in
making
for all
themselves
intents and
feel better.
purposes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, you know, the way to get around people like this or the way to deal with these assholes,
Yep.
okay, is you need to put your expertise with confidence up front, okay? You need to ask clarifying questions to expose the gaps in the shit that they think they know when they're telling you.
Right.
How many times have we had people be like, oh yeah, I know the Adobe apps. Yes, I've created logos in Adobe Photoshop all the time. And it's like, you obviously don't fucking know it because nobody creates logos in Photoshop, idiots. You know, and I hear this, right?
Yeah.
So you have to basically assert your expertise,
Yeah.
your knowledge, and unfortunately pick your battles in these cases,
Yes.
right?
This
But
is
again, don't sit back and take it.
Yeah.
Right. You just got to make sure you elevate that you are the expert in this case.
Yes.
Oh God, this one I hate. The gaslighter.
Ooh.
Right. And again, these ones, you know, they're the worst because apparently they fucking rewrite history on a regular basis. Okay.
I never said that.
Yeah.
I never said that.
They deny
It's right
approvals, agreements, just to, you know, make up for their changing demands on
Right.
a regular basis,
Right.
right? These are the people like, I never said I like that design, or we didn't agree on that timeline, or not what I expected, even though they approved the fucking mock-ups.
Mhm.
Okay. For this case, we've actually fired a couple customers, right?
Oh.
And website projects too.
Oh, the
'cause
website
it's just like,
stuff. Yep.
it's just like,
Yep.
dude, you've approved this whole process.
Yep.
If you want to go back, we're billing you for this shit, right? These people, because these are snively, like they drive me fucking nuts.
They're the
right?
worst.
So you deal with these people by sticking to the facts. Okay. So track every conversation, keep your responses professional, you know, avoid escalating the drama.
Mhm.
Okay. And cover your ass.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure, again, everything you have is in writing.
Yep.
Okay. I can't stress that enough.
Yep.
Never take phone calls from these people. Or sorry, you can take the phone calls.
Get on a video chat.
Sure.
Record.
Yes. And hit record, right?
Yes.
And you just tell them you're recording it so you don't miss anything
Exactly.
in the conversation.
Right.
Okay. And then follow up with an email outlining exactly what they asked for.
Yeah.
Okay. Because unfortunately, and this sounds horrible that we have to do this.
I know. It is terrible.
These kind of people, though, make doing this kind of stuff like a necessity. You
Yeah.
have to do this.
Yeah.
All right.
And when you get burned, boy, oh boy, you realize that how important a paper trail is.
Oh my God.
Right?
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
And then this one, you know, I call the shit disturber, but really, you know, maybe they're the fire starter.
Oh,
Okay.
I like it.
So these are the people.
Both are
that-
good.
They both are really good.
Yeah.
Shit disturber, fire starter. Depends how bad they smell. But again, they turn their shitty ass planning and time management into your fucking emergency.
Yes.
Always.
Oh, God.
Okay. They expect miracles at the last minute. They're the ones that will call you up right before close or in the middle of the night and be like, oh, something came up. And the reality is it didn't come up. They fucked up. They didn't tell you 2 weeks ago and they realized it was tomorrow, right? And it's always like, oh, we need this by tomorrow. Sorry for the late notice. Or our CEO needs this. Can you put it together quickly? But the reality is very rarely does that actually happen.
Exactly.
It's usually, it's usually due to their piss poor planning.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Right. So in situations like this, you deal with these kinds of people by setting boundaries.
Yep.
Okay. You set boundaries, if you have to, and I'm not a fan of charging for rush time, right? I'm not, because if we can do it, we can do it. But in a situation like this, somebody like this has to be taught a lesson. And they have to have that fear that they need to be more organized than they are. And they can't drop their, shitty ass planning on you all the time, right?
Yep.
So again, and most importantly, you can't be scared to push back on unrealistic deadlines.
Yes.
Because it's not fair to you.
No.
And as it is, our job is stressful enough. Okay. And these assholes are the ones who actually, they're evil. They're not assholes. They're evil. Okay. I don't mind having, the occasional shitty customer situation. It happens. But these people, honestly, they're the ones that are only in it for themselves.
Yeah.
These, let's be straight, these are not the customers for life.
No.
These are not the customers that will take you to the next job.
No.
These are not the customers that you have to go above and beyond for because they don't give a shit.
Nope.
All you need to do is weather this storm, just like you said, until they move on to the next job, next position. And you just got to cover your ass and make sure that the company in a whole knows you are clean, you're good, they can rely on you. And it was that individual that was the issue.
Yeah. And we know people like this that have never changed. It's always been a fire ever since they came on board.
Absolutely.
With clients,
God,
like even in different positions.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of like they'll never change. So it's a very
funny.
Difficult.
We
scenario.
had a bad customer. He was the nicest guy.
He was an amazing
but
guy.
he was
Loved
like
the
every
man.
one of these. He was a shit disturber.
He was always last minute.
Always last minute. Everything was, and he was unorganized, but he loved us. And he actually did bring us along.
He
but
did.
everywhere he did. And,
it was the same.
It was the same.
Yes, exactly. And finally, we ended up kind of severing
to be like,
ties.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it didn't work.
Which is too bad because I think because he was such a nice guy, he got away with a lot of shit. But he was super disorganized.
Yeah, and bad time management.
Bad time management.
And it's just, and we kept him organized.
Yes.
Because we had a good project management system. We knew what we were capable of doing, the timelines that we needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kept him organized. But in the end, it was not even that helped. So with all this, I'm sure we've heard a million different things. Okay. And with every one of those things, there's so many times where we have to bite our tongues. Okay. So this is what I'd like to refer to as the ultimate designer therapy session. Okay. There's a lot that we want to say, but we never do. So this is the episode where we can. Okay. And just so you guys feel vindicated. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more of a drink for this one, right? Just because I got a good list here. And I think this is, I think this might make a couple of people kind of realize, this stuff is really sweet, Sean.
It's, I'm not a big fan.
No, it's a little too sweet.
It's got this peculiar aftertaste to it. It's just,
it's sweet. It's very caramelly.
Yes. I feel like my blood sugar levels spiked.
All right. So ultimate design therapy session. Okay?
Yes.
So many times you get, responses and which are, ambiguous, wrapped in politeness. Okay. So you hear comments like, this isn't quite what I was expecting. And you want to say, neither was I when I took this project on. Okay. Or if they say, I thought we were on the same page, Sean, inside you're like, fucker, I'm on chapter 10 and you're still on the back cover. Okay. So like, dude, stop. You always hear about it's almost there,
Almost
right?
there.
And it's like, yeah, almost there doesn't pay the bills. Let's define where the hell there is.
Yes.
For God's sake.
Tell me where we're going with
Right.
this.
Or can you try something different? Which just kind of makes us want to be like, sure, but can you try giving me some fucking direction for a chance? Please let me know where the hell you want to go with this, right?
Yes.
It's
exactly.
again, this is when it's always wrapped in this unknown. And whether they're the evil customers or whether they're just the clueless customers, okay? It's trying to understand where the hell that unknown is.
Yeah.
Man, that would solve so many.
And it's usually followed up by, I'll know it when I see it. Well, how many things do I got to do to get there? Like, Jesus. Good.
All right. Dismissals disguised as feedback. Okay. So this is when the evil person wants you to do what they say. And they're like, just stick to what I asked for. And and we've had that from these evil assholes.
Stick to what we
asked for.
Oh my God.
Right. And again, the response that we want to say is like, newsflash, what you asked for is fucking terrible, but okay. And it's like they have to trust us in some situations. We can see this for, when your title is 3 sentences long, it's not going to look good, for God's sake.
Yes, exactly. And get those fucking starbursts out of there.
or it's a good start, but we have a ways to go.
Oh, jeez.
Right? And that's where you're like, you want to be like, how about you tell me where we're going before we leave the fucking driveway first, okay? Because this road is long and I'm not enjoying this car ride. Yes. Or I love this. It's like, they're like, you know what? Let's not overthink this.
Oh, God.
Where it's like, literally,
this is what we do.
This is what we fucking do. So how do you tell this is literally my job as a graphic designer?
You can't tell me not to think. Oh, holy shit. That's crazy.
Or the undermining expertise comments.
Oh.
Okay. This is where the whole, you're the designer, I'm sure you can figure it out, right? And it's like, yeah, thanks, coming from someone who can't even pick a fucking font. Right. Over and over. Or can you just make it look like our competitors, but different?
But different.
Right? And it's like, yeah, I'll use my, copy, but don't copy tool, asshole. Where I love, this is really basic stuff. It really shouldn't take you that long.
Oh,
right?
Geez.
And this is like, basic for me.
Yes.
Impossible for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
that is the worst,
right?
Because there is experience. There's years of experience that go into, that simple phrase.
And again, because the outcome is so simple for them to see.
So simple.
They have no idea what's involved in what we do.
Exactly.
Or how about when they push unrealistic expectations on us? All right. So this is this should be really quick for somebody with your skills. Okay. And this is where it's like, yeah. And this could also be quick if you had your act together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Or let's just start with this for now, and then we can tweak it as we go. We hear that all the time. And this is where it's like, that means this job's just gonna keep going for job that never ends.
Yes, exactly. Oh Lord.
Or it's like, can we add a few last minute tweaks before the meeting this afternoon?
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, right.
That's my favorite.
Happened a few times.
Oh my God.
And the response that you want to say is, because I have nothing else to fucking do today.
Exactly.
Right. And then we've got the contradictory people, okay?
Yes,
which is, the comments like, I like it, but I don't love it. It's just like, I love getting paid, but I don't love this feedback.
Exactly.
Or it's like, this needs to be eye-catching, but don't overdo it. So it's like, okay, so you want a fucking fireworks display, but in grayscale. Right? Is that what you mean? Is that,
that's
is that not how we're doing it? or we want something bold, but not too loud. Okay. And it's like, yeah, bold enough to notice, but quiet enough to ignore.
Skim right over
Yeah,
it.
right?
Oh.
Honestly, this I think is the biggest battle for us is having these people where it's just like, they're just asking for black plus white.
Yeah. Exactly. No thinking outside of the box or trusting that we know what we're doing.
No. There's none of that, Sean.
Yeah, there's certainly none of that.
There's none of that, right?
Ugh.
Or last but not least, the polite but pointed follow-ups. This is like the passive-aggressive ninja stars of the corporate world. Everywhere you look, you're like, bang, bang, and you're getting this shit, right? So this is like, when you get an email and it's just like, hey, circling back here, when can I expect this? And he's like, yeah, circling back to when you said there was no rush on this last month. Like, let's just do that, okay?
Yeah.
Because I hate that.
I know.
They'll give you no rush.
No rush. Take your time.
And all of a sudden, it's like, apparently we need it tomorrow. Well, what? Give me a date then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit, dude. Or it's like, we were really hoping to have this wrapped up last week, okay? And again, yeah, that's when you wish you can say, and I was really hoping for feedback last month when I asked for it. So again, they're constantly throwing us under the bus.
Yes.
When they're the ones that are falling behind.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
This is not what I want. Keep going.
Per my last email, just following up to check on progress.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Per my last email, I'm still waiting on the answers you didn't provide. And that was legitimately what happened this week with our assholes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, of course, let me know if there's anything you need from me to keep this moving. Love that, right?
Yeah.
And again, because it's like they're putting that shit on me.
Yeah.
So the response you want to be is, yeah, I need you to stop pretending that the delay is my fault. That's what I need to get this done. Dude, it's just unbelievable.
How much better would life be
Oh my God.
if you could say this shit?
Guys, this is the kind of stuff you want to say in your head. You don't actually want to type out.
Or if you work in in an environment with other designers, you could
scream.
bounce that off them, and they'll all go, "Yeah, man, I totally
So
understand
true.
what you're going through."
Oh, but you know what? I mean, the reality is, though, okay, it's not like this all the time. And these are not a reflection of all customers. It's really not.
We have great customers.
We do have great customers.
Minor blips sometimes.
Exactly right. This is the extreme ones.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody gets these. Okay. This isn't the odd bad customer or the odd, out of bound request. This is, that one. And again, we refer to it as an evil customer.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But again, in this case, surviving isn't just enough in this case, because we want everybody to thrive.
Yeah.
And just let these people just kind of just bounce off you.
Yep.
Okay. So some survival tips to protect yourself while you're maintaining your expert status without losing your fucking head.
Mhm.
Okay. So obviously, first and foremost, right? Contracts, scope of work, project outlines, right? You need to outline all the details in writing.
Yes.
Don't ever assume that they're going to remember,
Yeah.
that they're going to, you'd be like, oh yeah, we did say that, because they will never admit that if they're wrong in that situation,
Exactly.
right? So again, make sure that you have all of that stuff, okay?
Mhm.
Do yourself a favor, just save the emails.
Yep.
That's it. Just
Yep.
get yourself a giant email account if you're on Google or Outlook or whatever, and just save everything. This way you can find it, okay?
Yep.
One big thing that we always, we have here as one of our mantras is cover your ass. CYA, okay? Keep every email, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, right? Those threads, make sure you realize what they are, right? And what is, make sure you read everything, okay? And again, don't be the one to not reply in an email,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Never be the one to reply. So that's perfect for the next part, which is close the loop.
Yes.
Okay, that's another thing that we live by here, right? So you make sure that if you have a meeting, you close the loop and summarize that call. You summarize that meeting. You make sure all the decisions are there, the feedback is in writing, just so we're avoiding this whole he said, she said
Yep.
bullshit, okay?
Yep.
This is closing the loop. Don't assume that just because you send that email, they understand.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to make sure. And that's, and again, how you do that is if you're like, hey, you know what? Great meeting today. Here's an outline of everything we discussed. Let me know if I missed anything. If it's crickets for a couple days,
Yep.
okay, follow up with that email, be like, hey,
just checking in,
circling back to this email. Want to make sure I didn't miss anything before we proceed with the revision.
Yes.
Okay. And this is critical. You need their acknowledgement to say, yes, you're good to go. This covers everything. Because without them saying that, you've got technically no proof that they saw it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. And that's what I hate about the whole cyber world, because you're not tracking every single email open, even if you are. They can always deny that shit.
So it's true.
So close the loop, okay?
Nice.
Stay calm and stay professional.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sucks even when they aren't. Just smile, grin, and bear that shit.
Yeah.
Because their duration is going to be temporary, where you have got a lifetime, a lifelong journey in this space. So don't lose your cool, say anything you regret, write anything in an email and accidentally send it. Okay.
That is the best part. Yeah. Never fire off an email in anger.
Oh my God. Never, ever. Never even type it for that matter, because it's happened accidentally that something's sent out here once. Thank God the customer thought it was a joke.
Yes.
Right? They're like, oh my God, you're hilarious. This is why I love dealing with you guys. They're like, yeah.
Joking. Oh, geez.
Shit.
Oh,
in these conversations, avoid defensive language.
Yes.
Because if you get defensive and your language sounds defensive, then it sounds like, there is a fault here, right? Where again, you want to maintain your, expert status. So you try to steer these conversations towards solutions, okay? Not towards blame, okay?
Yeah.
And keep the focus on the project, not on the drama. Okay. Shit can spiral pretty quick with some of these assholes. And I mean it. These people, they're just evil.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're not keeping them for customers as forever, right? This is not a client for life situation that we always revere about. These are temporary roadblocks. These are temporary, mountains or whatever you want to call them, just speed bumps.
Speed bumps.
And honestly, you just want to get past them, but keep your integrity, keep your dignity to the organization, because that will go so much further than this.
And this kind of shit, it's unfortunate to say it, but this is a learning experience. When you deal with kind of people like this, it teaches you.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is how I can navigate this kind of stuff. It's a test.
It absolutely is a test.
Yeah. And then when you get to the good clients, well, boy, oh boy, you know exactly how to handle that kind of
right.
stuff.
Don't let these shitty clients, this is a fact of life, but they don't define your career.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They do not.
Don't let these idiot situations, these, assholes, like hinder you from having the best design career.
Yeah.
Again, it's temporary.
Yeah,
It'll always be temporary. You just got to remember these points and ride this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're not just a designer. You don't just make things look pretty, okay? You solve problems.
Yes.
These people are a problem and they don't want your help. So just, smile, deliver, and wait till they're gone, right? Because again, you're right. This, just like you said, these are lessons to getting to the dream customers that you have.
Yeah. Think of all the clients, all the difficult clients that you've had to deal with, and how to navigate that. It's a beautiful life lesson. It's harsh, but nothing in this space is perfect. You're always going to be dealing with somebody who's difficult. And
absolutely.
It's a good way to do that.
I agree, right? And again, you know what? It's they're not a reflection of the industry as a whole.
No.
They're not even a reflection of customers on a whole.
Exactly.
But you will probably encounter one or two of these in your whole career.
Yep.
Okay. And again, just remember this shit. Okay. When you do, okay, and just don't give up, because again, they're generally temporary, and the worst of the worst are gone within 12 to 18 months.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes, which is good.
Thank God. Because I do not want to live another week like last week to deal with that bullshit on a regular basis.
Right? I don't know what the hell happened. It was just something in the water. What? Come on, guys.
Absolutely. You know what? I think, over clarifying, and I think that's something that people think that makes them look, weak about, right? Is when you're like, no, I just want clarification. I just, you know what? If you have to ask for clarification 10 times, you're not the dumb one.
No.
They're obviously not explaining something properly.
Exactly.
And that's what designers have to remember. Like, if you're confused about something, ask.
Yeah.
Because again, the brief should be crystal clear.
Yeah.
The ask should be crystal clear.
Right.
And if you're confused by a customer ask, it's up to you to reach out and ask for that clarification. It's not a reflection of you in any way.
No.
If anything,
absolutely
it
not.
makes you look like a rock star.
Totally. And that's the thing. It's like we can hypothesize. We could guess as to what it is that you want.
Yep.
But what that does is you get something that's not even close to what you want. It might be in that same realm.
Yeah.
But it's not what you wanted.
It'll delay the
And
project.
it delays the process. And then this is an unnecessary step for both them and us.
Exactly.
So let's
you know what's funny
details.
in looking at this situation, it's like if you were to clarify with one of these, asshole people, you might get a condescending remark.
You might.
But that's a lot better than having to deal with multiple revisions and multiple condescending remarks and, multiple them teaching you how to tell, how to do what get that clarification up front.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want XYZ here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I said in my request.
Absolutely.
And, okay, that's fine. You're a dick. You're asking because you didn't ask for that, but at least I have an answer here.
I have that answer. You're so right.
Yeah, that's kind of how you do that. So again, a nice life lesson to
Absolutely
learn how to deal with these dicks.
Well,
yeah,
I think that pretty much sums everything up. Because
dude,
again,
I feel 1,000 times better.
Well,
I feel like I've gone into one of those rooms where you smash plates and stuff.
Yeah, we should do that.
We should
team
totally
building.
Yeah.
I want to find one of
We
those.
get all our clients' logos on it.
Smash
That
plates.
shit on-
Well, we got about 25 years worth of shitty customers. I'm sure we could pull quite a few.
Yes, we certainly
I got
could.
some good ones I would love to take a bat to.
Yes, you
the
do.
picture, that is. I hope you guys got some stuff out of this, some laughs and some actual information.
Yes.
These people are not a reflection of your design career, okay? Small blips. So just take this information, learn how to deal with it, and get over it, right? You guys will be fine.
Yep.
Cool?
Yeah.
Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, Anger Management for Designers. You can sign up on our website. You can, the link is also on YouTube and it's on Instagram. So hit us up because we're going to give you every week tips on how to not just survive, but thrive and own that journey of yours, that creative career.
Yep.
And hit us up on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
We're your buds.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we are.
My name is Massimo.
And my name is John.
Stay creative.
Stay angry.
Peace.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.